wrong for me to be in love with a lesbian who's half my age. They call me a deluded and predatory old fool. Great speech. Well, it's going to carry on being a fantastic, entertaining night. We've now got a very, very funny comedian. And he's from the West Country, not as an act of tokenism, but he is. He's from the West Country, born in Bath, raised in Chippenham. Very, very funny man. Will Hodgson.
Yeah, like Jeremy said, my name's Will. I'm from, Jeremy Corbyn. I'm from the People's Republic of Chippenham. I've been a punk since I was about 13 years old. I tried being a wrestler for a bit, and that never worked out. And I've been collecting Care Bears and My Little Pony since I was about 5 years old. Chippenham's is anyone from Chippenham in here tonight? Chippenham is ace, don't get me wrong, but it's half like a love-hate relationship with a place. Small towns, do you know what I mean? They kind of, you love them, but they crush the life out of you at the same time. In a lot of ways. I love it. What we got in Chippenham, we've got the problem we have in Chippenham is you get a lot of people, not necessarily like your Chippenese people, but you get your, as we call them, but you get like your escape to the countryside types. You know, they've got the people who like, it's escape, they call it escaping to the countryside. In America, they call it white flight, which is probably a more honest thing to call it. It's the people who are like, yes, we thought we'd get away from the rat race and the fresh air and you sort of think, yeah, and there were people that weren't white and obsessed with Top Gear and barbecues moved next door to you and you ran a fucking mile out to the sticks to escape from them. And I reckon that's why we got a Tory MP in Chippenham for the first time in about 20 odd years. People coming up, and that's Chippenham's actual immigration problem, is people coming up from further down south and voting fucking Tory and UKIP. And they got the front right to sit in the pub and go, everyone should go back where they belong. If you ask them, what fucking tell me about it. Start with you fucking off back to Sussex with your fucking UKIPery. Chippenham's way is racism. But you get the odd. It's more a case of the thing is when you're like dealing with racism in small towns, it's not so much like the Battle of Cable Street. It's more like sort of causing a scene in a beer garden of a pub, upturned beer mats. Now you get a lot of pub twats, and they're everywhere now. That's not just a peculiar phenomenon to the southwest. You get pub twats. Some of the best pubs have got the biggest twats. That's why they put this one that is. They went to a list, didn't they, of the twats. You know the campaign for Real Ale, do that good beer guide. And they got their list all the pubs, and it'll be like the Fox and Foreskin in Tubman. It's got 6 real ales, 3 guest ales, 6 ciders, open fire, hot food, some prick who keeps banging on about David Icke to everyone who makes fucking eye contact with him. They all list them, so you can be ready for a proposal. The thing is, a lot of those blokes are going to be long-standing members of the campaign for Real Ale, so they ain't going to embark on a venture like that. It's the sort of blokes who they sit and get a lot of, they sit at home all day, sometimes it's retirees, they sit around there's like, oh, I'm never married myself, no ball and chain, and I've got a t-shirt with a wedding on it with game over written under it. That's what I think of love and companionship. Yes, I like to go on the interweb every day, on the internet. I'm fixated with Muslims, even though Chippenham's the most tediously monocultural town you could possibly go to. There he is, obsessed with Muslims, hypothetical Muslims I may one day bump into in the wildest stretches of my own imagination. Let's have a look here on the post from Britain First. Muslims are planning on putting Cheryl Cole and Kate Middleton on top of a big pile of poppies, and then they're all gonna fuck them, and then they're gonna incinerate the poppies, and 99% of you won't be ignorant enough to chuck this out into the cyberspace, but if you're that 1% that'll put your intrinsic hatred of Pakistanis above all reason, logic and common decency, then you've got the guts to share this. That's me, boom, right there into cyberspace. 10 people unfriended me, never mind, I've got skin like a fucking rhinoceros. The things I've learned about Muslims today. What a shame to keep it all inside my own head. I think I should toggle off down to the pub and then let the first person who talks to me have it like a fucking snowblower of racism. I can turn any conversation round to Islam, whether it's the weather or the time of day or the bus timetables. Just sit in my seat in between the coats and the bar, and then sit. You go down the pub and you've been all day sweating your nuts up your legs. It's time to go where everyone knows my name, blow off a little steam. I don't give a shit about anything anymore today other than just cider and pork scratchings. You go down the pub, just before you go in, you just go, whoa, wait a second, you nearly put your foot in the front door, didn't you? No, go back. Look through the glass. Not the frosty glass. Get up on tiptoes and look through the actual glass. That's why they have frosted glass on the windows of most public houses, so that you can't see if the twat's in or not. So you're playing Russian roulette on a weeknight. And you walk, he's looking, you go, God, there he is. You walk in, and you're just innocent enough, you're like, pint of Thatcher's, bag of scratchings, please. And he's sat there, he's been sat there all day, expectantly. Pork and alcohol, is it? Well, it appears to be the case. Bag of scratches. Well, you wouldn't be allowed that in a fundamentalist Islamic State, would you? Well, it's a good thing I don't fucking live in one then, isn't it? This is Chippenham. This is it's not Chippenham stand, not yet, my friend. Not yet. Yes, they're outbreeding in Chippenham. Yes, outnumbering species is Chippenham. You can go for 6 months at a time without seeing someone who's not another fat white bloke from the southwest of England. One day it'll happen. Burkas on Chippenham High Street. Well, it's not bad for feminism, but it would make a change from fleeces with wolves on the front of them. You wouldn't like that, you wouldn't be allowed your side or scratches. There's Sharia law. Imagine what I wouldn't like Sharia law. I just don't say your fucking certainty this is going to happen within the next 30 seconds to Chippenham. You probably believe everything you see on the BBC, don't you? Do you know what that stands for? British Broadcasting Bloody Bunch of Communists. The BBC, the most left-wing organisation in the world, don't you know? In the BBC, what, more left-wing than like the Workers' Hammer or Red Action or Class, nothing compared to the barbarous communism of the Dimbleweeds, my friend. Every programme, is presented by black disabled lesbians, what, like Peter Capaldi and Paxman. Them black disabled lesbians. You're naive. It's the battle cry of the nutter, isn't it? You're naive. The world is run by paedophile lizard aliens. It sounds a bit far-fetched, but you're naive. You're naive. But anyway, they're the sort of blokes, when they die, everyone in the pub goes, well, here's to a larger-than-life figure. Here's to a character. You said he was a fat racist gobshite when he was walking around. Yeah, but he's dead now, so here's to a man who enjoyed uninhibited and robust public debate. It's a bit like when the bloke who hit everyone who looked at him funny died, and we said, to a man of the highest principle, gentlemen. Or when that kid that locked the strangled your cat and set your bins on fire, wrapped his car in a lamppost, right, to a cheeky chappie, it's one of them. The drunken eulogy. Chillers, it's a bit of a funny time to be a My Little Pony collector now, do you not think? I think it is. I think that new cartoon hasn't helped. The one that said the friendship is about the boys. I've been collecting My Little Ponies a long time. Most of my collection acquired in adulthood. My old man was a proper Chippenham sort of working fella. I used to work at Westinghouse back in the days, back in the sort of 70s, 80s, back when blokes would go, like the days of British industry, and a bloke would go to work in the morning and drink 27 pints of Hofmeister in his lunch break and then come back and proudly operate dangerous machinery with a skin in the afternoon. When he got to 65 and you still had 2 thumbs, you wouldn't get your gold watch. The side down in. When he used to come home with an evening smelling of fire and steel and cheese and tomato sandwiches and soft pornography, I thought the last thing he wants to hear is that his 5-year-old son wants a My Little Pony gymkhana for Christmas, innit? I thought, wait till you're older, mate. Get your own income, buy your own pony. So that's what I do. I say, eBay, cowards, eBay. If you're 37 years old and you're trying to buy toys aimed at 7-year-old girls made 30 years ago, wear it as a badge of honour or fuck off. That's what I'd say. The best one's the home purchase. That's when you get a bloke whose daughter's turned 16. He thinks, well, she won't be wanting her toys. I'll advertise 40 My Little Ponies in the back of the Wiltshire Gazette and Herald for sale. And they're always very glad to see me turn up, let me tell you. Tattooed neck to arsehole with my jeweller's eyeglass, looking at the bottoms of it. You have to do that, see if the feet are flat or curved at the bottoms of it. You do, you have to go in there like it's a crystal meth deal, you really do. You can't go into a My Little Pony deal with any kind of innocence naivety, because they will fuck you over every step of the way. Every step. When you get there, now 40 My Little Ponies, you'll be like, well, this is Rainbow Bright sauce. Shouldn't be here, this is strawberry shortcake sauce, maple syrup, you're trying to mug me off. I find it incredibly disrespectful, you think I wouldn't notice that. Then you get the knockoffs. the ones that have been bought by their nan, bewildered grandmothers buying from obscure corner shops. They've got like Peruvian forgeries are just close enough that you don't get sued by Hasbro. They're called like Molly Tiny Horsey or something. Then when you get the ones you actually came for, your actual proper, like, as we know, your G1, G3 model ponies, what we all look for in a deal like that. My agent said, do material people can relate to. When you get to them, the actual model ponies, the state some of them are in. I'll tell you this, when they cut the manes off, that's one thing, because you can soap up what's left of it and make it look like what we have if you exploit it. But when you got like, that's a joke for about 10 people. When you've got like eyes gouged out and tails missing, it's like some of them are unworkable. Some kids think it will be allowed toys if they're going to mutilate them. So heartbreaking. When you go across town, you come across this like 40 model ponies. You've got 10 that ain't model ponies, 10 knockoffs, and 20 that are only fit for the My Little Glue Factory. Fucking breaks your heart and turns your stomach in equal measure, that does. I always get a good price. Basically, they just write me a check and go, what's how much it is to take the ponies and get out of it before someone very much like you turns up tomorrow. And always get a good price. A few ponies, veritable gymkhana stuff, a few jumps thrown in, hairbrushes, and all of that. I had a review once said, Will Hodge just comes on stage and talks really fast, and when his time's up, he stops. Can't argue with that, to be honest with you, I don't know. I got DVDs for sale as well. They're not in the foyer, just like I might be outside for a minute, just tap me on the shoulder or so. Actually from the front, because I suffer with anxiety, so I don't come out the front. Don't do it from behind. The DVDs we do in stand-up, not selling me collection because I'm skint, it's not that bad. Unless you didn't like this, in which case for Christ's sake don't buy a DVD of an hour of it, because whatever you do. But you've been absolutely lovely. I want to dedicate this to Andre Schlesinger, who's the founder of Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice, who passed away this week. I'd like to do that rambling set in his memory. Thank you ever so much.